Sunday service. It's been a while. I'm really sorry. It's been crazy. I've been finishing up Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Um, Still a little way to go on that, but we're getting there, and it's so good. I'm so happy. Um, and I went down to London for the BAFTAs, for like a pre-BAFTA thing, because I was a BAFTA judge for the music category this year. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, that's why it's been a while anyway. And this one might be a bit bumpy just because I'm out of practice talking to you guys. So let's just see how it goes. Let's figure out what we're going to talk about. I made myself a little list because I'm tired and old and I need a list for everything these days. I'm going to talk about award ceremonies because that's obviously on my mind. Um, Dealing with burnout, like times like this when I'm near the end of the project, how to stop yourself getting burnt out, and just some ideas there. I think I covered that a bit last time, but I've got some thoughts on it because I'm feeling very positive about it all. Obsession with new gear and a cunning way to deal with that I thought of, so I'll let you know about that. And old synths and how awesome they are, just because, well, I'll tell you about that when I got to it. Um, and if I can, and if it doesn't suck, I'm going to do a little jam and add it on to the end of the video related to the old synth things. So we'll come back to that in a bit. But for now, let's talk. So, award ceremonies. Yeah, I was given the honour of being one of the judges for this year's Best Game Music category for the BAFTAs. And it was so cool that they let me do that. The actual process was incredibly well managed, and it was a really nice, just diverse group of judges from all parts of the industry, and not just, like five people with very similar career paths and thoughts about the music. So I think it was a lot more valid. Um, it was interesting to be a part of it and to just be able to kind of be on the inside of that whole world of awards. I was nominated for Best Music for Deathloop last year, but didn't win, which was a real roller coaster. But I mean, I would have loved to have won, and on the day I was really, really sad that I didn't, obviously. But now lets me say for all future work and stuff that I'm BAFTA nominated, and that's just an amazing honour, and it just opens up a load of doors. But award ceremonies themselves, they're a funny thing because you get really worked up. It happens, and then it's either this huge success or a huge letdown. But they're such like emotional spikes. Not something I've experienced before really, because when I've just been working in house with working on games, sometimes we've been up for like general awards, but never really been nominated for anything until last year. And then Deathloop was nominated for a lot, and unfortunately we didn't win a lot of those. We just nominated. We won one thing, which is awesome. But yeah, it's a funny thing. I don't think it's probably not healthy to obsess about or try and steer what you're doing towards. But at the same time, it's very seductive and it's very cool. So yeah, you can see how people could. But yeah, overall, it was just an amazing experience, and so thankful to the BAFTA people for letting me get involved. Yeah, it was just awesome. Um, Burnout. That's the thing. Not the game. The emotional state. Although the game is awesome, the emotional state not so much. So yeah, I'm getting towards the end of Texas Chainsaw now, and I'm having to work a lot. No one's making me. Sumo Digital are brilliant, and they're really good with work-life balance. But I've been working on this game for years, and I'm very, very proud of it. And I don't want to let myself down by not just really, sprinting and putting my proper last bit of energy into this bit before we get to the finish line. So I'm working hard, and I've kind of been oscillating over the last few weeks about how exhausted I am and how much creative energy I've got, because creative energy is difficult. You can't really do good, meaningful work if you're really burnt out and you just got nothing left in the tank. And not only that, you can do damage. You can fuck up your existing work, or make bad decisions, or even like introduce problems into the game and stuff like that. So it's difficult. But I do want to put the time into it. What I found is a good solution is mixing the time that I'm doing the Texas Chainsaw work with my own creative projects, not as in like freelance work, because again, that's still work. But I mean, as in doing like writing music for my own enjoyment, writing music to learn new skills, try new styles. And I think it's good because it's easy to forget that music is about enjoyment and about creativity. So if you make a little room for yourself to do those kind of projects that aren't, part of a bigger professional thing, they're just for you, then brings the joy back. And that joy then gets cross-pollinated into your professional work. So I'd say if you're finding yourself like a little burnt out at the end of a big project, just maybe start writing an album for yourself, and just bring that joy across into your other work. It's really worked for me over the last few weeks. I've been working on songs for my old industrial band Go Techie, and some cover versions and some just general solo music with like a sort of sci-fi horror theme. And it's been good. It's helped me just rebalance a little bit and feel healthy about the creative process. Obsession with new gear. Oh, that's just a small thing, just another little idea. I'm sure if you're a composer or sound designer, then you're always thinking about the next new thing that you think you can't work without, because that's just in our nature, because we love what we do and new tools feel like an exciting new avenue. If you're a composer, something that I think I'm about to start doing is I've opened a new SoundCloud account, and I'm going to, every now and then when I have time, I'm going to make a track purely using the instruments that I bought and not used enough, which there are many of. So, things I bought because it was a good deal, or I just did buying it on a whim, hardware or software. I'm going to make tracks with them, and I'm going to put them all onto a new account. I need a cool name for it, if you guys could think of one. But I'm just going to add them to a SoundCloud account, and it just means that it's forcing me to remember to try those instruments, and it brings them back into your consciousness, because if you're picking up deals on Native Instruments and 8Dio and Waves and Arturia and Spitfire on like a constant loop, or buying all this crazy outboard gear and obsessing about it, you can be guilty, maybe like me, of just buying things and moving on, and not really digging deep into them, because they're all amazing, and chances are for a lot of your tools you only know like the top 30% of how to use them. So give it a go for sure. And then I wanted to talk about old synths, because last week my friend and composing absolute genius Graham Norgate, composer of GoldenEye, Time Splitters and many other amazing games, gave me his old JP8000, Roland JP8000 keyboard, which is from I don't know, I would say 2000. I'd have to have a look, but it's a really powerful keyboard, and it has amazing features, and everything's kind of like, even though it's got a little display and everything's sort of like right there in front of you, and interconnects in interesting ways. If you're buying keyboards from that kind of era, I would always be wary of worrying too much about the presets that you get on them, the patches that come with it. Because if it's a keyboard from 2000, they need to sell that sound to like casual users from 2000. So you might get one of these old keyboards, think, natural thing to do is just check some of the preset patches on it, and you'd be like, oh shit, this sounds dated as fuck. And then think that you've got yourself a shit synth. But it's not the case. I mean, I think if you bought an Access Virus now, which is again an amazing synth, the patches you would find on it would feel pretty dated, but the synth itself is powerful. And that's the case with the JP8000. It's an amazing synth. You just need to understand synthesis a little bit, understand like I think my time working with modular has given me a better understanding of sort of cross-controlling, cross-modulating things, and digging deep, and layering modulation and layering what the oscillators are doing, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're looking into old synths, that's a great one. But don't be disappointed if they don't give you immediate, exciting results. You sometimes have to dig in a little bit. Okay, here we go. Going to do a little bit of a jam, because I said I would, with the JP8000 that Graham Norgate gave me, and my Soma Pulsar, which is a fucking batshit crazy experimental drum machine made by Soma Labs from Russia that I absolutely adore. So both these machines are wonderful. Right, so for the drums, you need to use alligator clips for a Soma Pulsar. So just clip shit to other shit. How's that sounding? Let's get a bit of movement in it. Bit of distortion. Okay, and we'll get ourselves some hats. Let's get some modulation on the hats, because why not? And I'm going to send a little reversey signal. Oh shit, I did this before, I don't remember how I did it. No, actually I'm just going to play some snares, so they might be out of time. Let's just go for it. Slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to put our delay effect on. Tune that down a bit. That's quite cool. Alright, let's get a bit of JP8000 on top. There we go. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. It's nice to be back chatting to you guys. If there's anything you want to hear from me, like any questions, just put them in the comments below and I'll answer them. And please do subscribe. I'm going to be adding a lot more content over the next few months, just as a way to unwind. I'm going to be doing some tutorials, some more chats and some jams on my equipment and stuff. So you can expect to see a lot more stuff arriving soon. So please do like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, happy Easter! Get yourself an Easter egg. Do it. Oh, where am I pointing? Here. Get an Easter egg.